Before we hop into the video, one other thing I wanted to add is this video is not supposed to be just like letting out like frustration or whatever, or just being mad with myself or whatever. Like honestly, I'm pretty happy with the tournament overall, and I'm pretty happy with top 16. It's the best I've done at a tournament so far. It's more to show you guys that it's really important to also look at your losses and try to learn from them, to just kind of see them as an opportunity to grow and get better. So don't look at this as being just me raging about making misplays or whatever, just more about me trying to learn from my misplays, and as an opportunity for you as well to just learn some new stuff about DoomZ and Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. That's kind of it. Hi, it's Adrian from Under Mathematician. Today we're gonna have a bit of a different video than usual. Yesterday was day 2 of the German Nationals, and I ended up 11th place. And in round 14 I was the feature match, and I gotta say I misplayed pretty bad through the match. So for me to learn from it, and you guys also try to learn some stuff, I'm gonna go over the replay and show you what I could have done differently. Yeah. So let's get right into it. So for some knowledge before this, my opponent, Leonard, he's the guy that ended up winning the whole tournament. And before the match, we already knew what we were playing. Like we sat beside each other like at least once or twice before in a couple of rounds. So I knew he was playing striker. I knew he knew that I was on DoomZ. And we already rolled the dice at our table before they got us for the feature match. And I won the roll, which is pretty good in this matchup. Because game 1 it's pretty hard for a striker to deal with my board. They don't have the 3 modes or anything, and they can just set up the trap and protect it. It's really hard to deal with that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy to win the roll here. Yeah. Just gonna speed this up a bit. Alright, so my hand here is DoomZ change. Hold up, maybe we'll get it. Oh, that's a bit far, I guess. Yeah, so we can see DoomZ change, Super Poly, Talents, this is Crown and Doom Dirge. It's a decent hand, but if we get stopped on the change, then we really need to draw something good off of Talents, because if this gets stopped, our hand doesn't play. And yeah, so the usual thing you do if you have only change is you destroy this. It's like a whole line. Basically, it's the same thing as the 1 card Alara line, but you just don't end on the trap. Here in this matchup, you would still end on the trap, but the end board wouldn't be everything. Yeah, but as you can see here, this is going to get ashed, so we have to Talents draw. And I draw Terminus, and hold up, what was the other card? Maybe we can see it here. Okay, I can't really see it and I don't remember, but it's definitely Terminus and like some other card, but I know it was really, I think, something that extends here. And this is a bit weird because I already destroyed the Power Patron DoomZ from my deck, and I don't play Clockwork Knight, so in the 1 card Terminus line, without Medius, you usually use Clockwork Knight, and if you have Medius, you summon the Power Patron DoomZ from deck to go into the rank 4, but I don't have either of those 2 options, so it's a bit awkward. But what I decide to end up doing, because I have the Doom Dirge in my hand, is just, yeah, Vidolium, Reborn, summon the 10, and then I searched off of the Vidolium another Power Patron, another Chupredo, and I decided I'm gonna equip my Chupredo on board with the Doom Dirge to pop my Chupredo into the scale. It's a bit weird, but I didn't really plan this line before at all, so I'm just basically freestyling, but I thought I didn't want to use this to pop these two guys. I just go neg one body, and I think this is probably just going to end up being more value, but here you gotta think it's the whole line is going to be completely improvised because I didn't know what this ends on beforehand. And also one thing, obviously, like this was my first like really big feature match, and it's like if I win this I'm in top 8, so I was really nervous, and as you can see I was also sweating pretty hard. It was pretty hot, so I wasn't thinking 100% clearly here, but I think this line actually ended up pretty nicely. We'll just watch it a bit. I pop, I search Raiders, and then also one reason why I wanted to do it this way is because I'm gonna have to search Raiders off of this anyways, no matter what I do. And Raiders is gonna have to pop something, and if I'm gonna already have to pop the Doom Dirge because that's my only DoomZ card, then I might as well do this and keep this body. Which, so yeah, it just made sense to do it in this order, I think. Yeah, so Raiders gonna summon out the 7, and then just rank 4 into rank 5. I think I added the trap here because I can't really get to it any other way because I already used the 7, already used this, already used the Power Patron DoomZ, so if I don't add the trap here I'm just gonna not end on the trap, so I need to search the trap here. And I mean, what else am I gonna search? Every spell I've already used, so it just makes sense to do that. And then what we gotta think about is, do we pop this with its own effect or not? So the question is basically, do I want to use Adrestia in my grave to equip to this, pop it, and then summon a different body? Or do I just want to pop it itself? I think it just makes sense to do it with the Adrestia. Like, I don't really see a reason not to do it. You're gonna have to do that anyways at some point, the Reborn, and here you can just make Regulus very easily if you do this. So yeah, this is kind of diverging back into a standard line. So we just go Sargas into Regulus, and then I think I immediately equip with the Regulus. Nope. Yep, that's also one little misplay. I, in this moment, just kind of forgot to do the Regulus immediately. There's no reason not to do it. I should just do it. Yeah. To be honest, that's just like a little bit of a fuck up. And then I go banish top 3, because what I was thinking is that I want to reborn my Drestia in the grave with this, so that I get it back on the board, and then equip the Doom Dirge to it with hold up, did I already use? Oh no, true. I have Drestia in my hand, I think, because I searched that over 5, and I don't have Doom Dirge anymore, so I have to get a way to get back the Doom Dirge. And that's just by equipping it with the Jupiter and then bouncing it with the Sargas because I detached to Reborn. And this way also I get another target for the trap because I'm just going to Reborn the over here. Yeah, I think this makes a ton of sense. And then I make a very big misplay when I Reborn here. After I popped this for free because like we just attached it. And basically what happens here is I Reborn, and then I'm thinking if I want to use the optional effect to pop with Jupiter. And in the moment I'm like, dude, this Jupiter isn't really doing anything for me anyways, and if I get rid of it, I'm playing around Super Poly better. Usually Striker doesn't really play Super Poly. They can, but usually they don't. But here it's just really stupid to pop this, because then my whole line doesn't make any sense, because the Doom Dirge also goes to grave because it's equipped to this. And then I don't have an equip for the dress, yeah, so this just made no sense whatsoever. Yeah, I was just lagging a bit here. As you can see also here, I'm gonna pop this here soon. And then I don't realize that this goes to graveyard. I try to bounce it, and then the judge and my opponent are like, hold up, this goes to grave, which, yeah, they're right. Then I'm thinking here, like, I'm already kind of scrambling. I'm like, fuck, I misplayed. I'm thinking, does it make sense to Sargas bounce anything here? I'm like, maybe bounce the dress, yeah, for follow-up. If I survive, I have the trap to equip to this. I have Regulus. There's a chance I survive. Then this might be really important for follow-up. But what I didn't think about is the way I lose basically is if he outs my trap. That's going to happen probably with Fallen the Virtuous. And if that happens, I can use the trap to equip to my Drastia. And this way I can still get to a Drastrius on his turn. Because this gets an equip that way. So I think bouncing this also made no sense really. Yeah, another misplay. Yeah, right, the other draw of the talents was the called by true. So here I have the trap set, called by and crown set, which is decent against striker, but if he has like a really good hand, I might just lose here, to be honest. So it gets over to his turn. I'm already really nervous because I already noticed that I misplayed a ton here. And he just Widow Anchors my Regulus, which is pretty scary. And I think then he activates Engage, if I remember correctly. Yep, that's even scarier. And then, yep, the exact same thing I said is gonna maybe lose me the game. Fallen into the Virtuous on this. If I still had the Drastrius, it could have done a lot here. And yeah, so he pops this. Another thing that maybe we didn't catch is when the Regulus got Widow Anchored. Oh, I'll just go back real quick. The start of the turn, yeah, Regulus gets Widow Anchored, and I just let that go because why wouldn't I? Yeah, the equip dice, I realized immediately. This is because Regulus uses its own effect to equip to itself, so when it gets negated, it loses its equip. That's just how it works. And here I can trigger the Power Patron DoomZ because it gets destroyed by Game Mechanic. That's what happens when a equip card just goes for whatever reason, basically. And because this doesn't say it needs to be destroyed by card effect, because this doesn't count as being destroyed by card effect, I can trigger it to search it. He also asked me if that's a thing, but yeah, that does indeed work like that. Just so you know. And yeah, back to this. So getting that search off of the Power Patron DoomZ is really good because it's likely that I survive. I still have crown, so I could crown something that I control, and the trap is also gonna give me some sort of follow-up because I can equip something to like the Regulus or whatever, like the Chupredo, and it's pretty hard to deny me that follow-up. And I also have the Raiders still on board. Like, as long as I don't die, I'm in a decent position, and through Crown Called By it should be pretty difficult to kill me. But yeah, the position could be a bit better. Yeah, so I equipped the Chupredo. I think I equipped it to Regulus so that I kind of just have the open choice. Like, I mean, this is the biggest threat for him. He's gonna want to remove this if he plays his turn. So I immediately get the follow-up in his turn and don't have to waste my once per turn on my turn. I think that makes the most sense here. Yeah, so he goes Ray, and I think here he misplayed a bit. I think he's supposed to just go Link into Kagari. He also has a linkage in hand, as we later know, so he could have even dodged, like kind of dodged the crown. I mean, he still gets negated on whatever he summons, but I think it's probably a bit better to go into the Kagari here. I mean, yeah, but he goes Ray Effect, which I think is also fair, to be honest. I mean, I'm not, I know the striker matchup, obviously, but I don't know it 100% perfectly, so it probably makes sense. He definitely has some reasoning, I think. But yeah, that just gets completely destroyed by the call by here. And then he only has 2 cards left, and as we can see, it's Crown plus a linkage that just gets destroyed by my Crown, so yeah, I kind of get bailed out of this game 1. Didn't end up getting punished for my misplays, but definitely could have played this game one a lot cleaner. And I think that's one important part players need to learn. It's not just the games that you lose you need to learn from, it's also the games you win. Like, there's almost in every single game you play a lot of stuff that you didn't pick up or can still learn. So like watching back your replays and your games is really important. And you need to be really critical with yourself if you want to improve. Like, the only way to learn from your mistakes is to accept that you make mistakes, basically. I mean, that sounds really like whatever, but it's just, that's just how it works. Like, you need to see your mistakes and work on them. That's how you get better at Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. Yeah, so he just concedes here. I mean, this game is completely over. He has 0 cards in hand, Kagari that is crowned, and like, he gets back end phase Albion from the Fawn and the Virtuous, but that's never gonna stop any of what I can do. I have so much follow-up. So yeah, we just go into game 2, and that's the really bad one. I misplayed that game really, really bad, but we'll get to that. So here, my opponent decided to go first, which I'm really happy with, because my side deck is insane against Sky Striker. I have 2 Santa Claus, Gamma Seal, and 3 Lightning Storms plus Duster. I have Ash Blossoms. In theory, I could also side in DD Crows. Like, I have a lot for this matchup. That is really powerful. And yeah, I mean, this matchup, generally speaking, is pretty good for DoomZ. And I'm always happy when they say I go, like, they start, like, I have to start. It's a lot more scary with all these bad non-engine cards in my deck. I don't side out any of my engine though. That's also important to note, because a lot of the times I can't kill them, and then I really need the trap and the Regulus to stop their follow-up, because it can be quite a lot at times. And these cards like Regulus and the trap, they're actually not that bad to draw into boards most of the time. The trap combos really well with something like Raiders, for example, and Regulus can insulate from plays and force stuff really well, very early usually. So against this matchup and a lot of other matchups, I tend to keep in at least one of those 2, if not both. This matchup, I definitely keep both. I didn't side out a single engine card. I only switched out the Super Polys, Crowns, Fuvas, and I think Talents for backrow destruction cards, Kaijus, and Ash Blossoms. Yeah, here my hand consists of Ash Blossom, Magnamute Terminus, I think another, Change. Hold up, that's Magnamute, Ash Blossom, Change, Terminus, and I don't remember what the last one was. Yeah, Gamma Seal. I mean, this hand is really good. Here I have the freedom to Ash and engage on his turn, because I have the Gamma Seal. Usually I would like to keep the Ash for the 0, but if I already have a Kaiju, there's no reason to really do it. I mean, there is some reason. But here I just basically have the freedom to just Ash and engage. You could still argue holding it, so that if you like Kaiju their first link monster, and then they like pop it with Fallen and the Virtues or something, and then go linkage for another one. I mean, that's super neg. They have to invest a lot of cards there. But then you can Ash the 0, and it's probably just going to be game ending at that point. But also just stopping and engage that draws in certain spots can be so strong, because they don't get into the snowballing, and when they do get into the snowballing and they draw into a lot of the really strong non-engine cards like Solemn Accusation, it can get pretty rough. So stopping that with an Ash can be pretty valuable as well, for sure. Which is exactly what I'm gonna do here. I wait till he commits like a lot of cards into getting to engage with 3 spells. He does that here, sending the 3rd spell with Camellia. And then I Ash this engage, and it's really strong. He doesn't end up on a big board. And then here I misplay again. He has 0 cards in hand, he set 3 cards. And he has a Shizuku. I have Magnamute in hand, so what I should do is, in main phase still, use my Magnamute on his Ray to destroy it and guarantee that I get the Search in the end phase, because it's just another engine card, another push that's really good here, in a spot where he only has 3 back row, basically. but instead I misplayed again and I waited till the end phase because I'm a dum-dum, and then I even revealed the Magnum before he uses Prio to activate the Shizuku. And then for some reason again I chained the Magnum to the Shizuku. Either way, he's gonna just search Widow Anchor here and stop my Magnum search, which is really bad for me. And I just basically gave him a free, like, not gave him a free card, but lost a free card for nothing. I mean, not for nothing, he can't, like, search and, like, any follow-up off of this, but he can't search Engage anyways, because he has Engages Engrave, and yeah, it's just, this is definitely just a pure misplay. Yeah, and it definitely makes a difference in this game. Yeah, this gets Magmuted, so I draw for turn. I draw Adrastia, which is decent. It's like, I think Adrastia is like a really strong card going second usually. In this matchup a bit less, but it's also just a really strong extender. Yeah. So I Kaiju immediately. You could argue that that's maybe bad. I could just wait till he uses like a linkage and actually gets to something valuable, because this doesn't really do anything. But kind of the reasoning behind it is to just like immediately cut off Widow Anchors and basically all the striker interruptions. But probably would have been better to be a bit more patient here. He immediately uses Fallen and the Virtuous here. This tells me he has some kind of striker spell in the back row, obviously. And he wants to have it live to react to something, apparently. Because why would he just use the Fallen and the Virtuous if that wasn't the case immediately, right? I mean, also, I guess to play around a Feather Duster also makes sense. Yeah. So I start playing a bit. Terminus, pretty strong here. Yeah, I'm not gonna search Medias here. I think this is just better. I can get to a Chupredo relatively easily with this, and that's just super strong into 2 back row. I think that makes sense. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. I reborn this search Chupredo, and I don't actually have another monster, which I could have had another monster if I used the Magnum correctly, but whatever. But I think he's just going to do something here. He probably has another linkage or something, and if that's the case, then he's really going to want to do something here, because if I just use this and he doesn't chain anything, like, it's just kind of cooked, right? So I activate this without really having the intention to use the effect later on. I probably still do, to be honest, but I know this is just going to force something probably here. And that's exactly what happens. Yeah, he crowns, he widows, plus linkages. Exactly what I was saying, basically. Yeah, he goes into 0, and he takes my Chupredo. I mean, this spot is fantastic for me still. I have still a change and an address, yeah, here, and he only has 0. I mean, this is just a great spot for me. And I can immediately basically threaten this as well, because I still have this and haven't used it. So I'm just going to use the change to get to a monster here, basically. This is just going to pop the patron. Yeah, I definitely pop the patron at a 5. Then he has to use this here. He chained it to the effect of Chupredo. Summons the both the guys. He has to pop this, because if he pops my Magnute or something, and so this still resolves. I pop the Ray, and then he has nothing. Not even any kind of follow-up except for the Fallen Send, like, and it's just really, really bad for him. I'm gonna search a Raiders with the Chupredo here. Yeah, activate the Raiders, pop the 5, summon the 7. Here, another big misplay. This one is, honestly, it's not easy. And I knew that I already used the change at this point, but I did remember that. But I still should have set the trap, and I'm gonna show you later why. It's gonna kind of end up costing me the game. There was still different ways to win. There was like a lot of ways to win, but yeah, setting the trap here would have given me game this exact turn, with the way things turned out. So I'm gonna equip the Lara here to force the Ray basically, because if I rank up into the level 4, use the effect, it's just kind of cooked for him. Yeah. So goes Kagari, adds back engage. He's just, I mean, he realizes his win con. His win con is me messing up the turn, not being able to kill him and set enough board, and him like top decking, resolving engage multiple times or stuff like that, and then just snowballing into a victory. That's his win con. That's what's gonna end up happening in this game, and pretty good on him to realize that. Good player. Yeah. I'm gonna fast forward here a bit. This is relatively standard. I make the over. Yeah, we got this from what did we actually get this? I don't remember now. Oh right, yeah. So this was off of the 5. The Raider summoned the 7, right? We pop this. Up until this point is actually kind of fine still, if this was the trap at least. And then I rank up and equip the Kagari. So, okay, and at this point I'm gonna show you what I should have done, because I just had game here. This turn, under Terminus and whatsoever blah blah. Nothing that can stop me, if this is the trap. So, it's this game state. I just activated the Grafflario and searched. What I search is not important at all. But important is I have the trap, and then I search something, and the important part is I destroy the trap with the optional pop from this. Because I need to get 3 equips to this in order to get to game, and one of them is going to come from the trap. This is the Kagari, basically. Just any DoomZ monster, it doesn't matter which one. And if you paid attention, I didn't use Adrestia this turn either, so I can just equip this to the Adrestrius. Little misclick there. And then also didn't use the Doomdirge to pop yet. So I can just go Doomdirge, pop this for a level 4 body. Yep. Then put this on top. Effect to equip. Or I don't even have to equip it, it doesn't matter. Just detach, reborn another level 4. Make Dugaris. Dugaris to double, chain the effect of Doomdirge. You gotta be a bit careful with the Doomdirge. This says a DoomZ monster equipped with it, or a wind machine that has it as material. I saw some illegal lines in some videos where they had the Doomdirge equipped to this, and this is not a DoomZ monster. So the only way it actually can use the Doomdirge effect if it has it as material. And the only ways you get to that is if you have a DoomZ monster with this as material and you put this on top with the 3 equips, or you use the effect of the scale, Chupredo, to rank up and then attach the Doomdirge from your hand to it. Those are basically the only ways. Yeah. And yeah, back to this game state. Doomdirge pop gave this another 1k, 3k from having an Xyz material, that's already 75, plus doubling this is 15k. And this can attack directly because of Doomdirge. It's a power operator, so it can attack under the Terminus, and I can just go battle phase and attack for game, 15k directly. Nothing you can do about this, and that's just if I set the trap and I kept the trap in, I still have it in my deck, then that's just immediate game. That's what I should have done, and we can watch what I did instead. Yeah, so I search here. For some reason I don't search the trap but the Raiders, and the reason basically is in my head I basically saw this line, but I kind of messed something up in my head where I thought I can like still use the change or some stuff, and then I'm like, dude, I already won this. That's like a mistake I make so often. I'm like so confident, oh, I already got this game, it's locked up, and then I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter what I search here, I have game in 2 seconds. So I just searched the Raiders for no reason. This should just be the trap. because like we know he has engage in hand. We can negate the thing he sent off of the fawn with this. We can clear the rows easy. And the trap plus Regulus, which is still in my deck, and I also can get to because you saw me just make a rank 5, right? Rank 4, right? That's always going to be game because I have an Omni for whatever he top decks, and that basically always works for every top deck. And the trap is going to deal with the engage. That's another way to just basically always win. And yeah, if I just search the trap here or set the trap earlier, I just had it. I didn't do either of those two things. Pop the change. Didn't use the grave effect of change yet. Just gonna add back the 5 and summon the 5. I mean, like, this is even one more body than I really need, but like, I guess. And then DoomZ effect is gonna pop the over here, I think. Yep. That's gonna summon on the level 4 to go Sargas, Regulus, equip something, and then this kind of cool play. Drastia, equip to my Magnum, pop it, summon back this, because this is not on XYZ summon to destroy, but on special summon, and I haven't used it this turn. So this is a way to clear the rows. If I did this exact line, plus search the trap instead of Raiders, I was also super fine. Yeah. Yeah, end phase, this returns from the Witherwood Anchor. He thinks on if he wants to use the guy in the grave right now. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but he does end up doing it. I negate it with this. And I mean, it gives me an opportunity to use my Sargas because I detach from an Xyz to bounce this to my hand for some follow-up. Yeah, then I pass turn. And he top decks Desires. Here I mean, you saw me just play like hell. I'm completely in the blender. I can't think straight at all. And I'm like, okay, like, dude, if the engage resolves, I'm just cooked. Like, right, I gotta be. Which is just not really true. Like, he can either search and out to my Regulus or search engine. He can't do both, so he has to gamble on the draw. It's just correct to negate this with Regulus. It's not so easy to beat the Drastia like that and just kill me. Like, I have follow-up. I should just negate the pot. This is such... Yeah, I should negate the pot with Regulus. I don't. He draws 2. And exactly the thing I described earlier, he just snowballs, and I lose this game. He draws Fallen out of Regulus. Engage resolves, and there's going to be another misplay here. He activates Lemnis Gate, targeting like a whole bunch of stuff in his grave to like just bounce my guys. And he has a Rosing Grave, and I'm completely in the blender. We've talked about this. If I chain my DoomZ effect basically and pop my Sargas, he can trigger the Rosing Grave, and he doesn't have that many cards. I think he has like 1 or 2 cards in hand. I think it's 1 card. And if that isn't a play, I still just win. Like, if the Rose comes back, I definitely don't win, but if the Rose doesn't come back, I'm fine. So I also miss that. Bounces both, triggers Rose, and I just concede here. Yeah, that's maybe the worst game I ever played. I mean, definitely the worst. I mean, not ever. I mean, I started at some point, obviously, but definitely the worst game of the whole tournament, by far. Then game 3 is just kind of really, really sad. But I mean, with how I played game 2, I really, like, I can't blame bad luck. Maybe we can catch the hand. Yeah, so it's triple Lightning Storm, Called By, and Santa Claus. No engine cards. Yeah, 1 or 2 engine cards, and this game is very easy for me. But yeah, yeah. One thing more to talk about. I decided to go second. I do that to Striker basically always. They side out the cards that make the deck matchup real going second, which is like accusations and whatever, and they side in Sphere most a lot of the time, so I really don't want to go first. But going second with like 1 or 2 good non-engine and a bit of engine is really, really easy here. But I didn't draw engine. I mean, yeah, this just all resolves. mean, it doesn't matter, I don't have any engine. Here I also, top deck Duster, which is kind of hilarious. I also misplay here because I should have Kaiju'd this first, so I guarantee he doesn't have any engine because if he has Crown, which he has Crown, obviously. I'm a bit of a dum-dum, I guess. If he has Crown, then he has guaranteed engine here. Also, he can chain linkage and stuff and whatever. Just Kaiju first, then Lightning Storm. No reason to do it any different way. I mean, to be honest, the perfect thing to do is probably just... I think it's a Santa Claus, not a Kaiju. Yeah, I think it's a Santa Claus. So, oh, never mind, this is fine. Santa Claus first. And then set Call by. Call by top deck engine. Yeah, I mean, I just get OTK'd here. I could stop the OTK with Call by, but at this point I'm just so omega tilted by my misplays that I just basically, I've given up at this point. And I just let him kill me basically. My top deck would have been the Field Spell, which is a 1-card starter, but he showed me that he had Ash plus Virtuous, so I was just never winning here. Yeah, I think the game 3 was like, whatever, I was always going to lose that game, I think. But yeah, game 2 was pretty bad. But guys, that's just sometimes what happens. Important thing is that you learn from these kind of games, and next time I'll try to do better. Peace.